What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and finally, you're not going to believe this, unemployment benefits are back. This is your unemployment and stimulus check update, because if this comes through, you're going to be seeing a pretty hefty stimulus check for Backpay missed unemployment benefits. Now, you guys, this is all over the news right now. Take a look. You can see a lawsuit with Ohio. And now, this is just Ohio at the moment, but this is going to be setting the precedent for anybody that their state cut off those federal benefits early. As take a look at this. Last year, when does the extra unemployment benefit end? Well, there are 25 states that cut off the extra benefits early. And if this goes through and it passes and they actually sue the governor for ending the benefits early, they will pay out the back pay of missed unemployment. And we will see what other states will likely follow suit as well, with 25 states that did this. So you guys take a look at these headlines. High Court weighs end of the $300 weekly unemployment benefits. Ohio Supreme Court weighs the end of the $300 weekly unemployment payments, and Governor Mike DeWine had the authority to cut the federal pandemic unemployment benefits. His attorney tells the Ohio Supreme Court, but we're going to be seeing what decision that they come up with. Now, you guys, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what we're hearing, and I'm going to be letting you know that right now there are 25 states. Take a look at this. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming that are all going to be having their eyes on what happens in court with Ohio with this decision. Because if this goes through, just to let you know, that is 10 weeks of missed benefits where individuals who were collecting unemployment in Ohio were receiving an additional $300 per week. That's $3,000. That could be coming their way when the decision is made. So you guys, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what they're saying. And as you'll recall, these are for the federal benefits that ended September 6th, September 9th, depending on payout days for different people. But this was for the FPUC, $300 per week boost on top of regular unemployment benefits. This came out during the pandemic. There were three programs. There was the $300 per week FPUC boost. There was PUA for the self-employed independent contractors. And there was also the PEUC, which extended out the duration for which you could collect unemployment benefits because nobody really knew how long the pandemic was going to last. All of those expired. We heard from Representative AOC, who came out and said, we cannot let these end. There's so many people that still need these benefits, still hurting from the pandemic and have issues where they can't go back to work. They need these benefits, but we saw them all come to an end. We heard President Joe Biden come out and say, listen, we're not going to be providing any more funding on a federal level. However, if states would like to take the $350 billion from the American Rescue Plan and use it to extend out their own unemployment benefits, they may do so on a state level. Unemployment is now going into the hands of the states once again, and we did not see those benefits continue on. So at this time, they have come to an end, but now we're hearing that the states that cut them off early could be having to pay those recipients in those states of those benefits back pay for missed money. And in Ohio, that equates to $3,000 per person that was collecting unemployment that had those benefits cut off early. So you guys, we will see. I'm going to get you caught up on the details of what's coming out in just the past 24 hours in Ohio. Let you know we've got 25 states that this could be impacting. So let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest on a potential $3,000 stimulus check. But before we do, also wanted to mention, consider joining the second channel if you're interested, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. If you're interested, I'll pin a comment down below. Click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications. Also, if you enjoyed the updates here on this channel, don't forget, take a quick second, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on everything going on with Congress, unemployment, stimulus checks, it's easy to come join the Ram fam, totally free, just takes a second. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram at SteveRam3, shoot me a DM, and keep an eye out for a new project we're going to be starting for state, county, and city checks, a comprehensive list for everybody to know what's going on, because we're hearing 90% of people miss out on government benefits that they're eligible for, and they don't get them because they didn't know they exist. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen to my viewing community here, the Ram fam. I'm going to keep you in the know. So keep an eye out for that as well. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this article and get you caught up on the latest that's coming out just in the past 24 hours in Ohio with Backpay of almost $3,000 for missed unemployment. So link in the description below to this article that just came out yesterday afternoon that's going to get us caught up on the details. And it says, in June of 2021, Governor Mike DeWine ended Ohio's participation in a federal pandemic aid program ahead of the government's deadline for stopping the payments. Attorneys for the Republican governor argue that he had the legal authority to do so. But people who lost out on the additional benefits say that DeWine did not, and he should have continued them. Now, the Ohio Supreme Court heard arguments from both sides on Wednesday, yesterday, and a decision is not expected for weeks. So they had the hearing, both sides made their arguments. When the decision comes out in the next couple weeks, I'll be sure to let you know right away. As I mentioned, this is going to be impacting several states. We will see if there's a chain reaction that unfolds. Now, at issue before the court is a weekly $300 federal payment for Ohioans to offset the economic impacts of the pandemic. The federal government ended that program on September 6th, but DeWine stopped the payments June 26, 2021, saying that the need for the payments was pretty much over. Now, DeWine followed the position of a business group that said the payments were making it difficult to recruit employees, and he wasn't alone. More than 24 other states, all led by Republican governors and legislators, began blocking payments around that same time as well, as we had heard from them that it was, in their opinion, decentivizing people to go back out into the workforce and find work, having those extra boosts of unemployment benefits. And we had heard initially, when it was $600 per week, that over half of the people collecting the benefits were actually making more money on unemployment than they were previously employed. Now, multiple courts also backed the early termination of the payments. In August of 2021, an Indiana court upheld the decision by Governor Eric Holcomb to withdraw from the programs, saying the federal pandemic unemployment programs were intended to be temporary and differed from the already existing unemployment benefit system. However, the payments continued because the decision came too close to the September 6th cutoff to give recipients required notice. Now, in October of 2021, the South Carolina Supreme Court similarly rejected a lawsuit against Governor Henry McMaster's over an early exit from the federal unemployment programs. Now, critics of the ending of the payments in Ohio and elsewhere said workers had reasons why they might not be returning to the job. Ending the program early stopped about $900 million in Ohio payments. The two sides disagreed on whether that money could still be paid out should the court rule against DeWine. So they're saying that you might not even be able to get the payments, but others are saying, no, get that money, send it back out, and send it to the people in the form of checks. Now, the governor acted after hearing from businesses that said that they weren't able to fill thousands of positions. Mike Hendershot, Ohio's chief deputy solicitor, told Justice on Wednesday he thought that overall, on balance for the macroeconomy of the state, for the future of those businesses, that it was the right decision that he had made, Hendershot had said. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Take a listen to this. Just because the governor channeled the pandemic dollars through Ohio didn't necessarily make them available, he added. Well, the attorney representing the unemployed of Ohio seeking this benefit disagreed, saying the governor was required under state law to secure all available benefits related to unemployment compensation. Attorney Mark Dan said that this requirement makes Ohio's situation different than any other states where the termination was upheld. DeWine was empowered to accept the benefits, but he was not empowered to make the policy decision to remove them, he said. Now, Justice Patrick Fisher questioned whether the issue was moot at this point months later, noting that the governor, he didn't have the money, and it's unclear whether the U.S. Department of Labor has it either. Now listen to this. Dan agreed that the governor might not have the money, but still was obliged to provide it, saying, listen, all these people were owed this money. Just because you don't have it doesn't mean that they're not still owed the money. And I've actually heard this from several people here on the channel saying that they had back pay that was due to them, that the state hadn't sent them the money, and then finally they got a hold of them and said, hey, I never got my unemployment benefits. And they said, well, we're sorry, the program has terminated. We don't have any money to give you. And they're saying that just because that is the case doesn't mean that that person is still not due those benefits, even if you don't have the money. money. He acted without the constitutional or statutory authority to turn down those funds, Dan said. As a result, the entitlement of those workers to that money still remains, whether the federal government has the funds or not. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. They're saying that those collecting those benefits in Ohio still are owed those benefits, even if the governor or the state doesn't have the money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So that is the latest, you guys. Update coming out over half a year later, and surprise, surprise, coming out right around election time. So I will be sure to keep you up to date as things pick up, as we're hearing for checks, unemployment, all of this legislation. I'll let you know here on the channel as we approach these midterm elections. And you guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to smash the like button. If you appreciate the updates, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, you're not a part of the Ram fam yet, why not? It's totally free, just takes a second. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything as it comes out. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, and keep an eye out for a comprehensive list of all state, city, and county checks. We're going to be working away to make sure that everybody here on my channel knows what's available to them. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.